Good morning, students. So today we are going to start a new chapter. It's a biology chapter, our environment. Okay. So before starting the chapter, let us visualize the beauty of nature as well as the components of environment with a short video clip. Okay. So quickly go through it and come back.
What is environment? Environment consists of air, water, and land. It consists of everything we see around, like trees, plants, flowers, animals, birds, and also people. People like mother, neighbors, friends are all a part of the environment. Animals like pet dogs and cats are also a part of the environment. The fishes in the ponds are also found in the environment. Trees with birds, butterflies on red roses, green grass below, and the blue sky above all make the environment. Environment satisfies all our needs. It provides us with air that we breathe, water that we drink, food that we eat, and clothes that cover our body. We live in this place. We are a part of this environment. This environment belongs to all of us. Let us help to keep the environment clean.
Okay, so hope you are clear with the topic of environment. So next we'll start the concept of environment. The first concept is ecosystem. Okay, so ecosystem means interaction between living and non-living things. So in the video we have seen that our environment is made of both living as well as non-living things, right? So the interaction taking place between those living and non-living things are known as ecosystem. Okay, what is ecosystem? It is a interaction between living as well as non-living things. So next, coming to a chain formation takes place in the environment, in environmental creatures. So that chain we call it as food chain. Now what is this food chain? So food chain is nothing but series of organisms each dependent on one another. Okay, each and every organisms present in the environment are dependent on one another. So let us check for an example, that is grasshopper. Grasshopper is eaten up by the frog. Okay, grasshopper is eaten up by the frog. Now frog is eaten up by the snake. Again this snake is also eaten up by the eagle. So this is what is the best example of food chain. So food chain is nothing but series of organisms each dependent on one another. So this is an example. See, definition of food chain as well as example of food chain is very important. And example, if they ask example, then you need to write this one. That is grasshopper is eaten by frog, frog is eaten by snake, and similarly snake is eaten by the eagle. So this is a concept of ecosystem as well as food chain. Hope you're clear with what is the food chain and its example. Now food web is whatever the continuation of the concept of food chain, wherein food web is nothing but it is the interconnection of a food chain in a graphical representation. See, in the previous video I have told you that I have drawn all those things. Suppose whatever the things have shown, that is grasshopper is eaten up by the frog, and frog is eaten up by the snake, and again similarly snake is eaten up by the eagle. So this food chain I have shown you, and this food chain is in a straight chain. Right now students, it is in a straight chain. Now if the same food chain, if it is drawn in a graphical formation, like in mathematics we usually see a bar graph and a histogram, and similarly a pie chart. All those things we come across, right? In 8th standard, in 9th standard, we usually study the bar graph, histogram, and pie charts and all. So if the food chain is arranged in a graphical representation, then such property is known as a food web. Okay, so what is food web? It is the interconnection of a food chain in graphical representation of an ecological community. Whatever the food chain which we take as an example, if that food chain is represented in the form of a graph, okay, either it might be any graph, it might be a histogram, it might be a bar graph, it might be a pie chart. By any graph, if you show the representation of a food chain, then that is known as food web. So we'll continue, and whatever the food web I have explained, that is very important question, students. Okay, note down. And the next one is ozone. So this is also one of the very important question. What is ozone and how ozone layer gets depleted? So let us know what is ozone. So ozone is a pale blue color gas. Okay, ozone is a pale blue. Pale blue means light blue color gas which is present on the Earth's upper atmosphere. Okay, above the Earth's atmosphere, this ozone layer is created, and its molecular formula is O3. That is 3 moles of oxygen is combined to form a ozone layer. And now how ozone layer gets depleted? So how the ozone layer will be cracked, how the holes will be created in the ozone layer. Let us come to know how it is created. Okay, when chlorine and bromine atoms come in contact with ozone, they destroy the ozone molecules. This creates holes in the ozone layer. So what happens here is 2 different atoms, one is chlorine and one more is bromine. When this chlorine and bromine is combining together, when it is coming in contact with ozone, then they destroy ozone molecules. So however we know, in the ozone layer there will be ozone molecules. When this chlorine and bromine is coming in contact with ozone layer, automatically they destroy those ozone molecules. Okay, when they destroy the ozone molecules, immediately the holes will be created. Okay, this creates a hole in the ozone layer. That is, when the ozone molecules are destroyed, immediately the holes will be created, and that is nothing but ozone depletion. So this is how ozone depletion takes place. So I repeat, when chlorine and bromine atoms are coming in contact with ozone, what happens? Ozone molecules will destroy, and after the destroying of ozone molecules, there creates a holes. Okay, so that is called as ozone depletion. So we'll move on to the last concept, that is 2 different varieties of substances can be seen in our environment, that is biodegradable substance and other one is non-biodegradable substance. Okay, so biodegradable means substance can be decayed into carbon dioxide, water, sunlight, etc. So carbon dioxide, water, sunlight, these are the components of our environment, right? So whatever the substance which has the ability of decaying by making use of these environmental components, such substances are called as biodegradable substance. So biodegradable substance means substance can be decayed into carbon dioxide, water, sunlight, etc. Okay, and some of the example for biodegradable substance are vegetable waste. Okay, what are the any waste which is thrown out from the vegetable, and the wood, and also the eggshells. So these are some of the examples of biodegradable substance. Next is a non-biodegradable substance, substance which cannot be decayed, wherein this can be decayed. Non-biodegradable means substance which cannot be decayed into carbon dioxide, water, chemicals, water and sunlight, etc. These are called non-biodegradable substance. And some of the examples of non-biodegradable substances are chemicals as well as plastic. So these are the 2 major examples for non-biodegradable substance. So this is also one of the very important question. I repeat the important questions, students. What is ecosystem is very important for 1 mark, and a food chain as well as its example will be asked for 2 marks. Okay, and similarly the difference between biodegradable and non-biodegradable is also important. Okay, so go through the points which I have taken down clearly. Okay, yes, so here ends the chapter, our environment.